Oh, here we go. Hey everyone, so before we get into it, I've got a little announcement to make. Bearing is back on Twitter, or X. That's right, after 6 long years of enduring a ban for supposedly harassing a certain annoying person you may know, he's been approved for reinstatement and ready to get back into it. He was wrapped, except I walked in on him last night at his computer about to post something that could have got him in trouble again. I think he was a bit excited. So make sure you go and say hello to him on @bear_ing. Okay, on to the video. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. No, wait, sorry. Snow White and the Seven Magical Creatures. Seriously? All signs point to this movie being a failure of epic proportions. Apparently Disney recently had an audience test for the film and it went horrendously bad. People hated all the woke elements and the actress playing Snow White tested as very unlikable, which I can understand. Many of her promotional interviews have come across really bad, like she has a negative attitude. Recently, she complained that if she has to go through the arduous task of standing around in a princess dress all day, then she is entitled to demand payment and compensation. Which, yeah, okay, you do, but keep that to yourself. It just makes you come off as ungrateful and bratty.
I say, if I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
And when she even more recently released a sob story vlog on her social media, she tried to win people back over to the film by putting out major woe is me victim vibes with a facade of teary-eyed and somber facial expressions.
Video is gonna get taken out of context, and I know that at this point I can't really stop people from doing that because that's what my whole existence on the internet is just me being taken out of context and stuff, which is fine. That's what I signed up for, isn't it? But it's hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
It's safe to say that Snow White fans are not buying it, and the impending doom of the film's remake remains imminent. Let's take a deeper look into all the factors contributing to the film's inevitable crash and burn. Let's go.
Time to spin. Let's begin.
So we all know that from the moment Disney dropped the news that they were remaking the classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's been a non-stop barrage of cringe as fuck wokeness. From the initial announcement that the lead character, Snow White, would be played by someone not so white, but rather a tasty caramel colour.
She's Miss Brown. That's Miss Brown. Oh, Miss Brown.
Okay, that was weird as shit, but we memed the fuck out of it and moved on. Then we learned that the Seven Dwarfs were no longer going to be played by little people. They were in fact no longer dwarfs, but rather magical creatures. What the fuck? Okay, how many more changes can you make to this story in the name of wokeness? Oh, there was more. The prince, whose primary role in the story as the savior, the hero, the gallant gentleman prince who sweeps in and rescues Snow White from a poison apple-induced coma. Indeed, to do it, he kind of had to invoke some questionable creepy vibes, but we all accepted it because, hey, she was obviously thirsty for him because they got married in the end and lived happily ever after. I mean, he saved you from death by apple in the mouth. If I'm ever in a situation where I'm facing being encased in a tomb for all eternity with an apple in my mouth, like some kind of fucking roast pig at a luau, by all means, go ahead and grape the shit out of my mouth. Get all up in there, kiss the crap out of it, and make me cough up that apple. But anyway, it was just lately revealed that the prince is not doing any of that shit anymore.
There's a focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince or
We have a different approach.
They're not making the prince the hero. They want Snow White to have a sense of agency, like she could somehow magically use her feminist brain powers and pull herself out of her coma. After all, this is current day, and no princess don't need no man to save her. She is a strong and powerful modern woman. I mean, come on, what's the point of even having the prince in this movie? You've taken away his main role, the main thing that he was supposed to do. I mean, what the f is he supposed to do now? Follow her around like a pathetic little simp boy, carrying her apples in a basket for her, along with his balls that are probably tucked away in there somewhere too? Mark my words, this prince will be the biggest soy boy ever. They will completely emasculate him. If I were the prince, I'd be like, oh, f this shit. You want to rescue your damn self? Go rescue your damn self. Me and the huntsman are going out to drink some mead and f some wenches with daddy issues. See ya, bitch. And on top of that, we've also just learned that the famous quote, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" which to me implied who was the most beautiful. I know a lot of people have said there are variations on what the word fair could actually mean, but seriously, most people took it as who's the hottest bad bitch, whose tits look the best, pushed in and perked out by those old school corsets.
Behind your back. Have you ever had a like this before? No, you're a virgin. All the names. I'm excited. I'm gonna pop your cherry. Lips on the tip, suck on the hole for me. That's right, you nasty little thing. Show us what you can do with that now. Take it in just like that. Lick it. Love it. Oh, you love sucking while your friends watch. Look at me as you choke and finish and swallow for me. Good girl.
But no, fair doesn't mean the way we all thought it to mean. Apparently, who is the fairest in all the land means who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. Yay, women leaders. Break that glass ceiling, bitch. Oh, God. The woke feminist agenda is so forced. This movie hasn't even been released yet, and I'm cringing to fuckery over here. And to tell you what, it may actually be a good thing that they changed what fair means away from who is the most beautiful, because take a look at this. I mean, what were you thinking when you cast Gal Gadot as the evil queen, whose beauty is meant to not be comparable to Snow White's, and then you cast this person as Snow White? Let's take a look at this side by side meme here. Snow White, evil queen who is jealous of her looks. I mean, please, come on. Gal's gonna go up to the mirror and be like, who's the most stunning, attractive, beautiful woman in the land? Who's my competition? And the mirror's gonna haze up and then present this image of her. She's gonna be like, bitch, please. She's so mid. I'm not even worried. Snow White star Rachel Zegler reveals live-action film changes the meaning of the iconic line, "Who is the fairest of them all?" Zegler has revealed fairest one of all will take on a new meaning in this reboot. It will focus on who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. Oh my God. Some fans have already slammed the new changes, labeling it as woke. What else could you call it? You're pushing this whole feminist thing where you're trying to discourage women against judging other women's appearances, when frankly, you're never ever going to get women to stop doing that. That's like ingrained into our systems or something. Women will be the first ones, even if it's just in their head, to judge another woman on their appearance. Here's a couple of promotional videos done recently where they interview Rachel and Gal about the new changes to the movie.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it.
It's no longer 1937.
Oh, congratulations on knowing the current year.
We absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not.
Look at Gal's face as she says that. She's not going to be saved by the prince. Even Rachel stuttered there when she was about to drop the news that this is going to be a complete different vibe, that they are castrating the prince and he will no longer have the role of rescuing her. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's like modern day now. Women don't need no men to save them. They both know that this is not going to be a good thing. They've seen what happened to The Little Mermaid. They know what wokeness does to Disney movies, and they look worried. I'm sure they've been aware of the backlash already. Their faces. Look at Gal. She's like, he's not gonna save the princess. We got rid of that.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
She's not dreaming about true love. She don't want love. She don't want to get married. She wants to be in power, right? That's the whole vibe they've gone with for this movie. What is it about modern feminism and promoting power over love that it's not okay for women to be content in a long, happy marriage filled with love? That compared to that, having a career, being powerful, and being successful is the most important thing. They really stress this idea of you don't need no man to be happy. Well, you know what? A lot of women are really fucking unhappy because they've been sold this feminist idea that they should put aside pursuing a happy, healthy marriage filled with love, having kids who fulfill the very real maternal urges that all women have, which make them happy. And now they're pushing late 30s because they've put their career first. And surprise, surprise, it's really difficult to find a quality man. I've left it so late that my biological clock is running out. I wanted it all. Feminism said I could have it all and be happy. And you bought into that bullshit. Way to go, feminism.
She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
Okay. What is it with Disney remakes and changing it so they completely soy boy the princes? Aladdin, he was supposed to become the Sultan, not Jasmine. I don't care if she was groomed her whole life in the palace to understand politics and warfare. She was a fucking woman. And the reality is, especially in that particular country, in that particular time, especially in that particular religion that they probably practiced, ain't no woman was gonna be no sultan. That was a big bullshit woke push in that movie, and I really felt it on that point. Jasmine wasn't supposed to be the sultan. Whoever she married was supposed to be the sultan. Sorry, no. So now they're trying to do the same thing here in Snow White. So whoever the poor bastard prince is who gets to marry Snow White, they get to be the first man lady of the kingdom. While she gets to be the woman king of all the land. I love how you say it's current day and we need to put this whole modern spin on it, yet all the clothes and the scenery and the setting would indicate that the story is still very much set in an old past time where all of these little woke tweaks that you've added into the story wouldn't have fucking existed.
First version of Snow White was like 80-something years ago. So it's kind of dated.
Yeah, like I said, the first version was like 80-something years ago, so it's kind of dated. So we've put all these modern feminist politics into it, but we've kept the clothes and the scenery and the setting the way it was, which was like fucking ancient, where none of this shit would apply.
The version that we have, Snow White is much more proactive. She's not going to be saved by the prince. She's going to, get her own agency.
Oh, fuck off. Snow White's gonna have her own agency. She's not gonna get saved by the prince. Oh, I've already bitched enough about this. Let's move on. So I quickly wanted to touch on how they've changed the 7 dwarfs to no longer be dwarfs, to no longer be little people. Now they are magical creatures, which I don't really understand the thought process behind this. It's like they got so caught up in their not trying to offend anyone that the best they could come up with is calling them magical creatures and making just one of them a token dwarf. Oh, shot in the foot by your own bullshit. Because this has not pleased the dwarf community, other than Peter Dinklage, who was very vocal about the fact that the dwarves should not be cast by real little people. That the dwarves should in fact no longer be dwarfs, because it is offensive. Well, Peter, I don't think your community really agrees with you on this one. Here's a clip of Wee Man being interviewed by TMZ. He was asked his thoughts. Let's take a look.
It's a bad thing. I'm not agreeing with it. You're replacing jobs that people could have as little people. Okay. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs, it's for dwarfs.
Interesting.
My issue with it, there are actors, dwarf actors, that dream to be in a major motion picture such as this Disney remake. And now it's taken away. And it's taken away because of quote-unquote progression and all that. And it's not right.
And this woman here, this woman I just love. She is not happy.
6 of the 7 dwarves are tall men.
Look at her bad bitch little dwarf outfit. You go, girl. For a moment I actually thought there, do they actually make dwarf stores? And then I realized that it's probably just from the kids department. Oopsie.
One token little person. Thank you. Thank you. Is this their, woke spin on things? Because I don't get it. I really don't. Because it really sucks when they're the ones screaming the loudest about inclusion, and then they pull this stunt. So everybody can be included, except the little people. I mean, but we did give you that token, little person. Thanks. But I think you kind of missed your mark. I won't be seeing this movie.
Yeah, anyway, so that is a rundown of what we know so far about all the changes and all the woke crap that's going to come out of this soon-to-be-released movie, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Stay tuned, because this ain't the end. There are going to be many more complaints and many more reviews of this movie for sure. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to check me out on Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, and Twitter. Always a pleasure. Tits out, everyone. Tits.